Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to KOTOR II. What's up, T3? He's got a lot to say. Thanks, T3. Please tell me what Kelborn said.
I received an urgent communication for you from Kavar. Return to the camp as soon as possible and I will tell you more.
Whoa. He got a message from Kavar. Oh, right. I guess we have our Mandalorian friend. He got a message from Kavar? We have to head back to Dxun, I guess? Yeah, we should return to the Mandalorian camp as soon as possible. There's the disciple in his awesome new garb. Something wrong?
The more worlds we travel to, the more questions I have. It's not just the hardships of the people, but something more.
Well, it's difficult to turn away from the suffering of others. That's why one must help when they can.
You are right, but there is something more at work here.
There's something about the worlds themselves, isn't there?
Yes. These dead worlds, they have a pattern to them. They were all touched by the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War. But sometimes, I feel as if they are all connected in some other way. The attacks on KOTOR, Telos itself, the decay on Dxun. Something is wrong with life. The connections have been damaged, sickened. Sometimes I feel like I almost understand and then it just slips away.
Hi, Kreia.
So close.
So he's about to turn force sensitive. Perhaps if we visited all these worlds, more would become clear.
Perhaps. Dxun is only one of the worlds. It was only the start of the journey. I would like to study the other locations. It is curious that the Jedi Masters chose those worlds to travel to. I wonder if the two are linked, but I know not how.
Interesting. What we got here? Master... Oh, that's letting us know about Kavar. Alrighty. Well, I will go ahead and talk to the crew and see if we get any interesting dialogue choices, guys. So, if not, we'll be heading back to Dxun, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so I went ahead and talked to everyone. Nothing really out of the ordinary, except Kreia gave out to me about having so many people here on the ship, and she was able to attune the Meetra crystal in my lightsaber. Now check this out. Restricted to light side, I now have Dex +4, Strength +3, and Wisdom +5. I mean, those are some beastly stats, guys. So, good deal. The only thing that I have noticed that is strange is I cannot seem to find... Oh, there he is. I did not talk to the disciple yet.
There is something I have observed, and now I feel I must say it. I have found your presence to be inspiring. With your growth in the Force, you seem to have found your center, and throughout the dangers we face, you remain calm and focused.
Well, you're right. I've never felt better.
I understand now why others followed you to war. Perhaps that is what leadership is. And it is something I have seen in only a few during my travels. In any event, it has been some time since I traveled with a Jedi, nor one so firmly upon the path. I wanted to thank you. I fear the stories that were spoken of you have misrepresented you, and if I have the opportunity, I shall reverse them whenever they arise.
Cool. Well, I thank you for your kind words, but they're not necessary.
Very well. Then I shall keep my favorable opinions to myself. That is hardly surprising. What do you wish to know?
So let's find out about this guy. Let's see if you look familiar to me, which we've said before.
I imagine in your travels of the galaxy you've seen many people. Faces tend to blur together after a time. That is
What do you do again?
I am an historian and scientist. I
Actually,
have some training in the medical arts, if you are ever in need of healing as well. But my chief passion is history. I came to Dxun in the hopes of finding some trace of the Jedi, but you know how my explorations turned out. Instead, it seems a Jedi came to me, and just in time.
Man, those swords are getting really close to Meetra's face. You said you had medical training?
Yes, I have been trained by some of the best researchers in the Republic, which is a humbling experience, let me tell you. But if you ever need some medical items broken down or constructed, let me know.
Nice.
That is hardly...
Okay. What are you doing for the Republic? What do you know about force bonding?
A force bond? What do you mean?
Well, that answered that. I have a connection with another that could be lethal to us both.
I'm not sure I understand.
I have a bond with another that transmits pain across distances. If she suffers, I suffer. If she dies, there's a chance I'll die too. Thanks for a moment. What?
No. I thought I had heard mention of such connections in some of the holocrons, but I do not possess them. They are part of the holocrons that were taken from the Enclave.
Where would the holocrons be?
I do not know. I do not know who has taken them. If we were to find them, perhaps I could help you find the answers you need.
What do you remember about the bonds?
I know some of what you speak. It is said that when a Jedi and Padawan establish a close connection, that they can feel each other across distances and coordinate their movements in battle. The intensity of the connection varies. That bonding is said to also be something that manifests itself in such techniques as Bastila's battle meditation, the ability to touch the minds of others, to demoralize or inspire them. It is also said that moments of death or near death may also cause such bonds. The stronger one is in the Force, the stronger the connection.
You said feel each other across distances. What about each other's thoughts?
Thoughts. Images, perhaps, but not actual communication and words. A bond often causes a sensation to be passed along it, such as extreme fear and pain. Still, I have seen Jedi who have the ability to communicate with aliens and beasts. It is a rare thing. Perhaps telepathy is one such talent.
Is such a bond ever lethal?
I've never heard of a bond being lethal. I suppose such a thing is possible. I had not truly believed Bastila's battle meditation until I had seen it in action.
Whoa. I did not know that he saw Bastila's battle meditation, which is an awesome ability.
That is...
Medical training, what do you do again? Tell me about the Republic. Let me go ahead and go through these options real quick, guys.
And the more
Uh-oh.
contemporary records, I have heard tales of a Jedi who was exiled. You are that Jedi. But the records are somewhat evasive on why this was done. I wanted to discuss why you chose to leave the Jedi Order and accept exile.
Okay, I was leaving. It was all the dialogue that we had already talked to him in the Jedi archives, but as I left, he asked about the exile. I left to protect the innocents on the Outer Rim.
I see. And because you went to war, they cast you out?
At first, I thought that was the sole reason, but now I'm not so sure.
Do you have a record of this trial?
T3 has a copy of it.
Perhaps I shall examine it when I get the chance. With your permission.
Yeah, you're on the squad. I trust you. Go ahead.
I appreciate your trust. Thank you.
Hey! Influence gained with the Disciple.
I have studied the holorecord of your trial. I am unsure what to make of it.
Well, that didn't take long.
That I was searching for some meaning beyond the records. A reason for why one would leave the Order.
Why?
Did you know that exile is a rare sentence? It is not really something that the Order can enforce. Believe it or not, It was really your choice.
Well, you saw the record. There was no choice. It was a sentence.
I don't think so. Perhaps some of them felt strongly about your sentence, but I think something else concerned them. Again, the choice to turn away was yours, not theirs.
Are you sure I don't know you? You look familiar, more so than before.
You are correct. I am afraid I have not been entirely open with you concerning my past. If I look familiar, it is because we have met before, at the Enclave on Dantooine, many years ago. As on Coruscant, Force-sensitive children are taken to Dantooine as well, though it is done rarely and only with those they believe are destined to become Jedi Knights. It is the secret nature of the place. If you are not chosen by a master when you have come of age, however, then the path of the Jedi is denied to you. I met you on Dantooine, long ago, briefly. You taught us the ways of combat, how to hear music within the movements of a lightsaber blade. It is difficult to explain the difference between you and Master Vrook, but I think it is because he was knowledgeable, but not a leader, not a mentor. You were different. We could all feel it. And I knew that if I were to have a master, I would want it to be you. And then you went to war. Many Jedi went to war, and the Jedi Masters proclaimed that you were Jedi no longer. Atris, the mistress of the archives, was first among them. I knew at that moment that if you would no longer be a Jedi, then you must be correct. I realized I did not want to be a Jedi. Instead, I wished to follow your path. And in any event, there was no one to train me, even if I wished it. They all went to war, as I grew past the age of acceptance.
But the Force, the path of the Jedi, you abandoned it?
It is possible to forget the Force, you know. If you have not felt it strongly enough, then there is little to miss. But I never felt the Force as strongly as I did when I was with you. And so I decided to serve the Republic, study the Jedi teachings, gather them perhaps. It was important to me to understand the Jedi now that they were gone. I felt some part of you should be preserved, so that your lessons would not be lost.
Well, I'm sorry that my leaving for war had such consequences on your future.
Perhaps. I still harbor doubts about the path I walked.
Well, I could train you to feel the Force again.
It is not time, if there ever is a time.
Well, good. Now we're at least getting closer to that. So if you were once a Jedi, what are you doing for the Republic then?
I am on a diplomatic mission. I am one of several tasked with attempting to contact any remaining Jedi and convince them to return to the Republic.
Ah. Okay. Why did they choose you?
I know something of the Jedi. I have studied them for a good portion of my life, and now that they are gone, such studies are even more important.
Have you had any luck?
I do not think it is a matter of luck or chance, only my own inability to find them. While the Enclave trained me for many things, I am afraid that the life of a bounty hunter was not among them.
You can say that again.
I suspect my turning away from the Force is also a hindrance in such cases.
Thanks, Mira.
I imagine the Jedi would be easier to find if I still maintained my connections to the Force.
Do you know what happened to the Jedi?
No. It is something of a mystery why they would exile themselves as they have. It is not the way of the Jedi to vanish in such a way, especially when the Republic is in need of them. I fear that there is something else at work, something that we cannot see. Then again, perhaps the Jedi are hiding simply because so many people hate them these days.
Okay.
That is
Now, there was a question here.
I am on a
Yeah. I found some of the lost Jedi.
You have? Where have they gone? And why?
They seem to have scattered over the past few years across various planets. It's if they also went into exile.
Like you? Curious. It is unlike the Jedi to vanish when the Republic is in need of them, and the Republic is more in need of them now than ever.
I think they've gone in search of what made the rest of the lost Jedi vanish. I believe Sith assassins have been stalking the Jedi, murdering them one by one.
Perhaps the Sith have learned from Malak's defeat and have chosen a different tactic. It is like them to strike from the shadows. This has Revan's mark in things.
I thought Revan had redeemed himself by defeating Malak, though.
Yes, but there is much of Revan's legacy that was not undone in the Jedi Civil War. I suspect these assassins are one of them. Master Vandar spoke of these assassins in the council chambers. They were used before large assaults on planets and Jedi to weaken them.
Ooh.
Yes? Is something wrong?
Okay. What are you doing?
At times, I meditate. Simply close my eyes and listen. It is quite calming. I try to treasure these moments before the next crisis begins.
That makes sense. Can you teach me to meditate?
Of course. It would be my pleasure.
You have your swords through your head. You've recovered force points and a one-time bonus to your force points through meditation. You can meditate with the disciple at any time if no enemies are nearby. Nice.
I try to treasure these moments before the next crisis begins. That is hard.
Now, we have some more influence. Let's see if we can get him this time. I could train you.
I think you are right. It is time.
Nice.
I have watched you. You have become strong in the Force again. But that is not all. You have achieved a center in the chaos around us, and I have felt it, my master. The one intended for me, left to fight in the Mandalorian wars. Now she has returned. And I ask her now if she will train me in the ways of the Force.
The first lesson, do not put swords through your head. Are your feelings on the matter clear? Actually, do not bow to me. That'll be your first lesson as a Jedi, and not putting swords through your head.
The one who was to be my master was lost at Malachor 5.
So it ends.
I want you to teach me the ways of the Force, to become a Jedi Knight, what I meant to be.
Then let us meditate and open ourselves to the Force. Silence. And you put your swords through your head. Imagine the initial teachings of the Jedi, your first steps within the Enclave. I think the disciple is dead. Remember the wind among the plains of Dantooine, the feel of life around you, the feel of metal through your cranium. Think of what you felt when our paths crossed again, and the swords have crossed through your skull. And at last, see the galaxy through the Force. The disciple has taken his first steps on the path of a Jedi Consular. He'll grow in ability as he travels with you and learns what you know of the Force. Maximum force points increased. Awesome.
Yes, is something...
Now,
That is hard.
can we... Oh, nope, never mind. Thought we could teach him the forms and whatnot, but I think we may be in good shape. Let's talk to Kreia real quick. Because Kreia has been doing peanut gallery stuff.
Yes. Have you come with questions?
Nope. We're good, Kreia. Thank you. So, now that we have another Padawan, another mouth to feed, that puts our count up to 3. Wait a minute. We got a lightsaber, didn't we? What kind of lightsaber did we get? Oh. Another Scion blade, I believe. Or Scion blade. Well, we might as well go ahead and get that set up for the disciple, if he's gonna learn some saber play. So this will be fun. Now, if he's a consular, he needs wisdom and such. So, where is... Okay, we got this lightsaber. We actually could give him a double blade because he's good at two-handed. Let's wait until we get to Dantooine so I can look, or to Dxun so I can look at his stats. He may be our first double-bladed Jedi that we're going to use. So, back to Dxun we go. Bye, Dantooine. Had some good times together. Now, I'm kind of curious where why Vandar sent the message to the Mandalorian camp. That's really strange to me. We're getting into an area of the game that I do not remember at all. I hardly remembered anything from Dxun, because my thoughts were going back and forth between what I knew of the original KOTOR and KOTOR II. But I do not remember this at all. So I think for the purposes of heading out, we'll take T3. We'll take the Disciple. Looks good. And I forgot, everyone needs to level up, don't they? And you're already maxed out with Wisdom. Actually, no. Let's see. Why not? Just go with that. Now, looking at his stats and his feats and such, yeah, he has improved 2-weapon fighting. What about his powers? Stun Droid and Burst of Speed. Yeah, he's still a baby. Okay, well, fortunately...
Yes? Is something...
oh wait, hold on a second there, boss. Need to upgrade an item here. Now, we'll use one of the double-bladed sabers. And we'll use the green crystal that we've had, because green is the preferred color for the Jedi Consulars. Check that out. Diamond crystal, Bondar crystal. Defense bonus, well, we'll see. We'll have to upgrade that a little bit more when we're done, but 27, 25. Ooh. How cool is that? Alright, come along, Padawan.
Ready to head back to camp. Give the word and I'll take you there. Follow me then.
Let's see what we got here.
You received my message then. A man named Kavar wanted to get a hold of you urgently. He said that the Queen had arranged safe passage to Onderon for you, but I don't know how good their offer is anymore.
Did Kavar say what he wanted? Okay, that's not... Okay, Kavar was the one on Dantooine then. I keep on forgetting what the name of the Yoda Jedi Master is. Did Kavar say what he wanted?
He wouldn't tell me anything. Just that he wanted to see you. He said it was urgent, but that doesn't matter now. This morning, General Vaklu met with the Council of Lords and declared that the Queen was guilty of treason. He'll be made regent if Talia and her royal guard are defeated. The military is divided on who to support. Civil war has fallen on Isis.
And the gang's all here. How can we help Queen Talia?
I doubt that Queen Talia and her advisor will survive until nightfall. The balance of forces seem to favor Queen Talia. The royal palace is heavily fortified and defensible, and most of the soldiers are loyal to her. But Vaklu has new allies, Sith soldiers and their masters. The war has also driven the caged beasts in the streets mad. Braylor and I both concur. She doesn't stand a chance.
You underestimate the Force, Mandalorian. I sense that we may still get to Master Kavar in time. I sense there is something stirring on the moon itself. Tell me, have your senses picked up anything from Dxun?
Yes, we have. How? We picked up some transmissions from nearby in the jungle. Zuka's satellite relay has also picked up several shuttle launches with old Sith transmitter IDs. Some sort of staging base, perhaps.
The Sith forces must be stopped. Otherwise, the Mandalorian is right. Master Kavar and Queen Talia won't survive this day.
Dividing our forces at a time like this is foolhardy.
And this is why a common soldier will never triumph against a Jedi. Your military tactics are nothing compared to the Force. It is essential and inevitable that we face both enemies at the same time.
I have to lead the group heading to the Royal Palace, don't I?
You are correct. You must choose who will lead the expedition through the jungle to find our enemies and defeat them.
Okay, well... Ooh. Let's go ahead and throw some faith in the new Padawan. Disciple can be trusted with this task.
I shall do my best.
You should send 2 others to go with the leader. Who else will accompany the expedition?
Let's go ahead and rock out Mandalore, since Dxun, this is his territory.
Excellent choice. And who else?
And let's go ahead and send HK as well.
Not the most subtle choice. Now, are you certain of your choices?
Yes, I'm certain. Wait a minute. No, I've changed. What was that?
All right, let's try.
Who should lead the party? We should send Atten. Let's go ahead and send Meetra.
I'll do it, but you're still my bounty. You won't lose me this easily.
You should send 2 others to go with the leader. Who else will accompany the
Okay,
expedition?
I was wondering if we were choosing the 2 people that were going to go with us to Dantooine. So let's go with Mandalore.
Excellent choice. And who else?
And let's go ahead and send Visas, because we're going to take Atten and the Disciple with us.
Very well. Now, are you certain of your choices?
Yes, I'm certain.
Mandalorian warriors will go with you to find the enemy camp. Just let me know when you want to head out. If you need supplies, talk with Kex. After you get into the jungle, you might not have another opportunity to stock up. Let me know if you want to go now.
Cool. I still have some things to take care of, though.
The Mandalorians.
Alright, well, interesting stuff, guys. Looks like we're going to be taking on a Sith base, and we will do that in the next episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, go ahead and click like down below, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help, and we will see you next time. Later days, everyone.